So I've got some, I got a package from eBay. The auction made this look a lot bigger, but it's a Durablock Air Force Professional block sanding kit, which is going to make these highs and lows a lot better. Came with soap, cedar citrus soap, just like for your hands. That's kind of weird, huh? I have no idea. Dura Scrub cleans like no other soap. Built-in scrubber even removes dirt from beneath fingernails. Yeah, it's soap. That's weird. But I got these sanding blocks, which will be great for like these areas in between, because I need to. This is like big holes in it and stuff, and I think we welded like a little patch in, but this will be great because I can get the contour of it, and it came with some. I don't know what grit this is. Oh, this is sweet. There's a bunch of different ones. 300. Is it different? P80. No, it's all 80 grit, but that's okay. Came with a bunch of them. 3M too. They make quality stuff. So I think that I can take some of this I have some Pro Strand here, and I can slap some of this on here. Now I have a little, I have like one of those plastic there it is, plastic applicators. I used it the last time I did this. So we'll get that going. I'll cut a piece of this, box off of here. I can find a razor blade and we'll be good to go. We can start getting after it a little bit. My garage is a mess, so finding stuff is very challenging sometimes. Shit. Oh, there we go. Found an old, dull, rusty razor blade. Perfect. So we'll get a little piece of cardboard here. And then I have a screwdriver already. I was talking about in the last video, like, oh yeah, I'll sand a little more and then I'll be ready to paint it, ready to prime it. I don't know what I was talking about. I'm not even close. I've got to do a bunch more mud work, man. This is one step at a time, getting ahead of myself. Now I need a stirrer. What do I got? I had an old snowmobile carbide. That would work perfect, but I threw a bunch of stuff away the other day. What about an old bolt or something? Hacksaw blade? That's probably too flexible. Let's see. There's an old brush for like anti-seize or something. Let's use the tail end of that. This is nasty stuff. I'm gonna try not to get it on my hands. I should have grabbed. Whew, it stinks. I should have grabbed some gloves from work, but I didn't. So let's mix this up here. Now this is 2 parts. For those of you who have never done this before, this is the filler, and then there's a hardener as well. And from my experience, the more hardener you put in, the quicker it hardens. And once this stuff starts to set up, it's like, you better be on the ball, because it's pretty crazy. So I'll dump a little bit out here. And then put this in the trash, or in the box. Close that up. Try not to get dabs of this everywhere, because I don't know what hardens up like without the hardener eventually, but We don't want it all over the roof of the car. So I've got just like a little bit here, and then we'll kind of put like a line of the hardener on it a little bit there. I don't know what the right amount is. Let's try that, and then you kind of just work it around with the little applicating thing here. You want to get this all mixed in pretty uniform. Just kind of spread it out and scoop it up, and you can see it all mixing in. And this isn't rocket science. I mean, anybody can do this, obviously, because I'm doing it. I'm not a body guy. I have no business doing this stuff, but I've got a car that I really want to paint and make look halfway decent, so I'm gonna give it my best effort here. So what I'm trying to do, you won't be able to see it probably from this angle, but there's a big low spot here, and then right here has a low spot. So I'm gonna kind of fill in from like here back up top, and then just lather it on right here in between the windows. And I think that's pretty much the gist of it over here, at least. Maybe a skim coat. This is all uneven right here. This is where a big hole was, and we kind of touched this all up. Again, this car's been painted, and it has a lot of history. Who knows how many times it's been painted, how much body work has been done to it. I don't know, but let's try to get in here a little bit. So this is you guys are probably laughing. I'm not the fucking guy to be doing this. All right, so we'll lay it right in there. Won't be shy. Now the roof line's pretty good. Gonna get that filled in. A little bit more. We can always sand this off. And the key is to not let it like harden up super duper hard before you start sanding. You want to like let it kind of set and then start to sand while it's still kind of in the in-between stage, because if you let this stuff harden up all the way, it is ridiculous. I'll be here for hours sanding this. I mean, let's face it, I'm gonna be here for hours anyways, but this is like hardcore shit. So I think that's pretty good. Now I'll just try to kind of get it a little bit smoothish. Maybe a little bit more on the edge here. Has like a little spot. I'm sure that there's like actual body people that are just gonna be like, what is this guy doing? But that's okay. You can't learn how to do stuff without trying to do it, you know? And you learn stuff from time and effort and attempts and doing it the wrong way. So that's okay. So I'll fill in here a little bit. Again, that's a big low spot there. So we'll be pretty liberal. Liberal with the filler. What I really should do is get a piece of cardboard and I could cut it. Why don't I do that? I could cut a piece of cardboard to be my applicator, because it's thinner and I can maybe spread it out better, more evenly. Ooh, on the window. Just pound in the filler. This is how you know you're doing it right. If you have a car and you just start pounding the body filler to it, you got a nice car, you know? I think the more filler you have, the more you care about your vehicle, you know? I'm not doing this right. I gotta go higher, better. This is a big little spot right in here. And I got those blocks, so I'm not gonna worry about getting this perfect because I can just, these blocks are gonna help me exponentially. I can really sand this well now. Before, where did my other one go? I only had, I don't want to look for it forever, but I only had like a really little one. Maybe like one of these smaller pads, smaller than that. And it just takes forever. And then you think you do a good job and you spray it with some paint and it's like, it doesn't even look remotely good because the paint will bring out the high spots and the low spots and stuff. At least that's my experience. Again, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, you know? Because I'm not the guy. I'm just a guy. I drank a big cup of tea before I left work here, so I'm all jazzed up, ready to go. Now, I think maybe another little dabbage in here. Flatten it out a little bit. Okay. Maybe down here, there's some wiffles or ruffles here. Riffles, ruffles. I'm talking about chips. The trim's still there, so I'm sure that the right way to do this would be to take all that trim off, but I don't have time to do that. Quick and dirty. That's what I'm doing. Pounding it. Okay. Maybe we can take the other one. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on here still. Take this other one and do the roof line a little bit. I can feel the something's starting to change here with the filler, so I gotta kind of get with it. Once it starts to harden up, it gets exponentially harder to work with. It's starting to harden now. Pine needles. I don't know how people that do this for a living deal with this, like, the smell of this stuff is just insanity. I probably should have a door open or something, but it'll be alright. Okay, so that's pretty much good for now. I'm gonna wait for this to harden up a little bit. We can get after it. My paint gun said that it was delivered today, but this is the only thing that was on my doorstep. Sometimes when I order stuff, it says that it's delivered, but it doesn't actually come till the next day, so. This is at least a start. I think I'll probably be doing this for a couple hours at least, but again, I think that these blocks, especially this one and then this one, they're great. They have like, you can see the angle there. It's a place for your hand to go. Really nice. The perfect blocking tool, it says. DuraBlock. So, we'll see what happens. There's even a round one. I don't know what you would use that for. Huh, I don't know. Either way, I think we'll be in business. I'm gonna let this harden up a little bit. I'll turn the camera back on when we're sanding. I just tried this out for a second. I can tell it's gonna be awesome. This is, I shouldn't have done this much because this stuff's gonna be hard by the time I'm done this. But this block kit it's great. You can only do so much with your hands, and your fingers, they leave marks and everything. So I can already tell this is a lot better than what I was doing. And you can see the low spots with this very blatantly. But this is working really good. Really, really good. Getting right down the metal. This is 80 grit. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's already way better. Way, 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 way better than it was. I can't really tell how actually good it's gonna be until I like put some paint on it. But man, this makes a big difference having the right stuff. If only I really knew how to use it correctly. But I think I'm pretty close. I also, I've been filming this whole time. We just kind of started doing these videos. I've been filming this whole time with an older GoPro, and the quality's horrible. So I got like I'm gonna calm down here. It's easy to sand too much. I got like a newer, that's high right there. I got like a newer Sony Handycam 4K camera, and I hope that it's a lot. I think obviously it's going to be a lot better than the GoPros, because just watching the tapes back when I was editing stuff, it's friggin' horrible, absolutely horrible quality. The sound is it's really bad. So I hope this is going to be a lot better. So then I'll hit this, and then hit this. This is pretty much, I think that's too wide. Yeah, it is. So I'll hit this. But this will allow me to stay flat against the roof line, which is key. Because you think you get it mint with your hand, with like regular sandpaper, but once you spray it with primer, you can see how off you really are, and it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna be eating through the sandpaper though, I can already tell. I'm gonna need to order more of this. My compressor have air in it? No. I should blow this off, that'd be a lot faster. See, this is like really hard. I should have done this and then moved on, because once I get to here, I'm going to be cursing myself. Oh, this is so much better, these sanders, man. I gotta hand it to these guys. They know what they're doing. And imagine if I knew what I was doing, I'd probably be able to do even a better job. You can get filled up real quick. Already my third piece of paper. I gotta order a whole thing of these. 3M is awesome, but usually you end up using your good supplies fast. I know, like just those the little whiz wheel pads. We go through those like wildfire usually at my friend's shop. We always save the good used ones. Why don't I get a microfiber? Wipe this off with. Looks better. God, those things are awesome. That is like pretty smooth. Wow. That is sweet. I'll hit this some more, then I'll move on to this one, and you guys can watch me suffer. Let me shut the camera off, save some data. I'll be back. Okay, this is pretty decent. I think this is a low spot in here. I'll just spray it with primer just to see. That's the best part. It's a lot better than it was. So, sand this down a little bit. Man, oh man, they say the right tools make the job easier. They weren't lying. You can get done in 30 seconds what would take me ages. I usually use that palm sander, and as you can imagine, the palm sander doesn't fit right here. You have to like angle it, and you think it looks great until you spray it with primer, and then it's just like, wow, I had a lot more work to do. I'm not the most patient person, so bodywork is kind of like a kryptonite for people like me. But this is really satisfying. It's like playing with clay when you're a kid. You can make whatever you want, you know? Sweet. Getting through the metal here. It still feels pretty nice. Up here needs work. This is still really low here. So I'll get this knocked down at least, and then I can refill it in a little more. But it looks great. I gotta remember to get a couple dust masks though. I'm gonna be shooting this stuff out of my nose in the morning. Like a rag to lean on or something to kneel on. I don't have a kneeling pad. Probably should get one of those. So I screwed this all up. Obviously the trim, I didn't take the trim off, so it's kind of all built up against the trim. Whatever, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more I care now though, the better it'll look once I paint it. I'm not taking this to any car shows or anything. Like I said in the last video, I just want it to be one color and look good from far away, but it will look, or what is the saying? It'll look good from far away, but it will be far from good. But like I said, it's never been one color at all. It's never been a car that you look at and it's like, wow, that's nice Cutlass. You look at it and you like hear it going by, and this is like a radical car. It has a big engine and it's loud, and you're like, wow, that's like ratty, but it must be fast, you know? People like it because it's what it is, but it's not good. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't look good. And I'm getting older as the days go by, and there's something to be said for having a car that looks the part, I guess you should say. That looks pretty dang good. This is low here, but like over here, if I get the whole piece in between these windows to look like this, I'd be styling. I gotta knock this down up here more, which will cause me to get right into the roof line, but I think that's kind of a necessary evil. So I've gotta like blend it. I worked hard on this, right? I still obviously need to do a lot of work to this here, but I need to blend I don't want to have like this up and then this run right into it. You're going to be able to see the difference, even if it's minuscule of a difference. If it's a small difference, you'll be able to see it really bad. I'm painting it white, so. Oh, that's another thing. I only had primer, and I ordered paint off eBay, so that should be here in, I think, a week. So it'll give me some time. So I've got to hit this down just a little bit more, and then I can kind of come over here and get this down as much as I can. This is a lot lower here, so, but man, that is 1,000 times better than it was an hour ago. These are awesome. These are awesome, awesome, awesome. And you can conform there's a little give to this, so it'll follow the contour that you want, which is awesome. Because before, I literally would have just a piece of sandpaper, and I would be just working it with my fingers. But what you don't realize is that the pads of your fingers, like if I'm sanding with basically putting pressure down with these 3 fingers, what's it gonna do? It's gonna make a valley and a peak, a small one. But if I stand here for 20 minutes, I'm gonna have ridges like this from my fingers applying pressure on the sandpaper. This is a block, so it doesn't do that at all, which is great. It's the first time I've used this style sanding tool. You know, we've all used sanding blocks, but I can't get over the amount of work these let you get done in a short amount of time. Really nice. So many people are gonna just be dying watching this, like, wow, this guy's never used sanding blocks. But again, I'm just an idiot, man. I'm just an idiot with some backyard know-how, you know, and that's not really saying much. God, that is unbelievable though. There's a little, where the mud meets the road here, I got a little bit of a ridge. I'll bring it down, but I'm telling you, that looks so much better. It feels so much better. I could probably work on this for another couple hours, which I'll probably do. I have 15 or so of these sanding things left, and I'll get this the majority of the way there, which is awesome. Unreal. So now, I think the top's pretty good transition-wise. I still need to go over this way and then sand it and then probably blend it again a little bit. But there's enough material here that'll allow me to do that. Now, on the right side, I think this is paint here, 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 here. I haven't got down to metal yet, but if I work it right here, I might be able to get it down a little farther. I've got like I'll show you guys after. I remember there's like a stalactite on the floor here from all the dust. Pretty funny. That looks so good. Okay, so we're getting close. We're down to the metal here. So now, this is, for me, this is pretty satisfactory. So I'm gonna take a screwdriver. Where's that screwdriver I had? I've got like a chunk I can kind of bully out of the way here. Oh, there's still some uncured stuff on there too. I don't know how this lens is shaping up as far as dust goes. I think it's good. All right. So there's a little bit of chunkage. Oh no, that's the window molding. Whatever. Again, on a show car. So I think this is pretty satisfactory here with the exception of the sides, which I just need to do like a little skim coat in there. Got some cracks I could fill in from just my poor application of the filler. But we'll focus down here. We get some roughness down here. See what we can do. Don't have to go nuts. Just have to knock that down a little bit. There was just a couple dimples down here. So really, in theory, I can take most of this off until I get up to this kind of area. Probably this blue mark, if you can see this blue mark, I'll get past there. Oh, we'll see. Maybe I can use one of the different ones here. Oh, I have multiples. Are these the same? Yeah. So how's that one? Oh, look. Man, this one's like the perfect width, pretty much. I'll try that one. So, I can make a mark here, maybe here. Cut this. Just salt. This is I'll cut that. This is just like a adhesive on the back of this stuff. It's super user friendly. Okay. And I don't know if this is the right way, but I'm just folding it over kind of onto itself. It's working pretty good. I'm just dripping sweat. It's I live in Maine, and it's been we go from like spring right into the hot weather usually, and this year is no exception. It's been, I think last week it was in the 30s and 40s, and this week it was, for the past 2 or 3 days, it's been almost 70 degrees. So it's like, in the flick of a switch, you go from, actually, right now, because it cools off at night, you use your air conditioner in your car. If you have air conditioning, you use your air conditioner in your car on the way to work, and then on the way home, you have your heat on. And you're usually using your heated seat too. So I don't think everyone wants to watch me sand all night, but this is where I'm at. I got, you can see some of the high and low spots here in between the windows. And I got this pretty decent. I'm gonna go over it some more, maybe skim coat it. Up here needs some work. And then this came out great. There was a major divot, like a low spot in here that I didn't notice until I primed it. And again, when you prime it, it'll bring all your imperfections out. And then the roof line above the window I was working on too. And you can see it's decent now. There was huge holes in this car. Huge holes, so just trying to, we welded patches in here and then skimmed over it. And yeah, these sanding blocks have been an invaluable tool, well worth the $80 for the kit. But this is just a small update. And hopefully by this weekend when I get my sprayer, I'll be able to get this thing in primer and go from there. Have a good one.